I always thought that after 10 years of marriage, there'd be a kind of peace between us, a rhythm, maybe even quiet love that didn't need constant reassurance. But lately, silence had become our only language. It wasn't comforting anymore. It was cold, distant, and sharp. Laura had started staying late at work, claiming endless project deadlines. I didn't question it at first. I trusted her. We had built a life together, a home, memories, plans. I told myself every couple goes through rough patches. But when the rough patch starts to feel permanent, you either fix it or find out it's already broken. One night, as she got ready for another team dinner, I noticed she was wearing perfume she hadn't touched in years. The kind that used to drive me crazy. The kind she'd stopped using when she said she'd outgrown those days. I watched her in the mirror, her earrings catching the light as she smiled faintly at her own reflection. I said, "You look nice." She didn't even look at me. "It's just dinner," she said. "Yeah," I replied quietly, "just dinner." When she left, I sat in that empty living room for an hour, staring at the clock. My gut told me something I didn't want to hear. The way she'd been checking her phone, her sudden fitness obsession, the way she laughed at texts she wouldn't show me, it all added up. I needed the truth, even if it would destroy me. So I called Rachel. Rachel was an old friend from college, a private investigator now, and one of the sharpest people I know. She owed me a favor from way back. When I told her what was happening, she didn't waste time. "I'll handle it," she said. "Just act normal. Don't let her know you're suspicious." The next 3 days were torture. Laura was cheerful, almost glowing. It was the same kind of happiness you see in someone who's living a double life. Every smile she gave me felt like an act. By the 4th day, Rachel texted me, "You were right. She's meeting someone. I'll send you what I found." My heart sank as I opened the folder. Pictures of Laura in a restaurant, her hand brushing against a man's, leaning in close. The timestamp matched the late meeting she'd mentioned. I stared at the photo until my chest burned. The betrayal didn't even feel real yet. That night, Laura came home late again, humming softly, smelling of wine and perfume. I pretended to be asleep. She kissed me lightly on the cheek before turning her back. It was the smallest gesture, but it felt like a knife. I didn't confront her immediately. I wanted to see how far she'd go. Over the next week, she started making excuses, more late nights, sudden girls' trips. Her lies were rehearsed, practiced, almost professional. Then came the night she decided to shock me. I came home from work to find her sitting at the dining table, a glass of wine in hand, her expression oddly calm. The suitcase by the door told me everything before she even spoke. "Michael," she said softly, "I think we need a break." I leaned against the doorway, pretending to process it. "A break?" She nodded, not meeting my eyes. "You're always working. We barely talk anymore. I need time to think. Maybe some space will help us." I could tell she had rehearsed every word. The trembling hand, the sigh, Oscar-worthy. She wasn't thinking. She was leaving. "So," I said slowly, "you've decided to move out?" "Yes," she said, almost relieved that I wasn't fighting. "Just for a while." I nodded, keeping my voice even. "Perfect," she blinked, confused. "What?" I smiled faintly. "Perfect," I repeated. "Rachel's already in." Her eyes widened as the name hit her like ice water. "Who's Rachel?" "Oh, you know," I said casually, walking past her to pour myself a drink. "The woman who's been helping me figure out what's been going on with you." She went pale. "What are you talking about?" I took a sip and looked her dead in the eye. "The dinners. The hotel. The guy with the blue BMW? I know everything, Laura. You thought you'd shock me by walking out, but the truth is I stopped being surprised days ago." For a moment, she couldn't speak. Then tears filled her eyes as if she were the victim. "It's not what you think, it's exactly what I think," I said, setting my glass down. "You had a choice. You could have told me. Instead, you made me feel like I wasn't enough. Like I was crazy for noticing." "I didn't mean to hurt you," she whispered. "Of course you didn't," I said coldly. "You just didn't think I'd find out. You thought you'd control the story. But now I get to decide how it ends." She tried to approach me, but I stepped back. "I've already spoken to my lawyer," I said. "The house, the accounts, everything's being handled. You can take your suitcase and I'll have your things sent later." The silence that followed was heavy, almost sacred. It was the sound of something finally breaking completely. Laura's voice trembled. "You're really ending it?" I didn't, I said. You did. I'm just accepting it. She stood there for a long moment, tears streaming down her face. Then she grabbed her suitcase and walked out without another word. The door closed behind her with a quiet click that felt like a final heartbeat. I sank into the chair, exhaling for the first time in weeks. The weight that had been crushing me was gone. In its place was something strange, calm, almost relief. Rachel called later that night. She's gone, huh? Yeah, I said. You okay? I thought about it. Not yet, I replied. But I will be. There was a pause. You know, Rachel said, you handled that better than most people would. Maybe, I said. But I think when someone shows you who they are, the only mistake is pretending you didn't see it. After the call, I walked through the house, our house, and noticed how quiet it was. For once, it didn't feel lonely. It felt honest. In the bedroom, her perfume still lingered faintly in the air, mixed with the smell of betrayal. I opened the window, letting the night breeze in. The city hummed softly outside, indifferent to everything that had just ended. I sat on the edge of the bed and realized something. Love doesn't end when someone cheats. It ends long before that, quietly, in moments when you stop being seen, heard, or appreciated. The affair was just the final symptom of something that had already died. I wasn't angry anymore, just grateful to finally know the truth. As I turned off the light, I whispered to myself, perfect. And for the first time in years, it actually felt like it was.